athletes Alexandra Nassifel and Marlena Tremba. Coach, we'll start with an opening statement.
Yeah, we're disappointed, obviously, with the loss, and I think a big factor was we really came out of the locker room really tight. It seemed like we were short arming a lot of shots and forcing a lot of things, and we weren't in a great rhythm. But give some credit to Towson. I thought Towson's defense did an excellent job of clogging up the lane, and we were just very stagnant on offense, and I think that continued throughout the entire game. We couldn't get into any rhythm on the offensive side. We couldn't get any good looks or easy looks at the basket. We couldn't get any points off our defense. We did a great job rebounding, 24 offensive. We out-rebounded them 46-31, but unfortunately we couldn't turn those defensive rebounds into any points at the other end. We played with great energy, I thought, down the stretch, and had a chance to make it a game, but we didn't play. Towson came and outplayed us and outperformed us up and down their roster. You can't shoot 31% from the floor and allow the other team to shoot 49% and expect to win a basketball game.
Was there anything that they did differently? You handled it pretty well the 2 games in the regular season. Did you see any different looks from them offensively or defensively?
No, I wouldn't say it was a 1-point game going into the fourth quarter at our place, but no, I just thought they really came to play. They played great defense. They changed up their defenses on us, and like I said, we did not do a good job of getting in any sort of rhythm on the offensive side. When you look at Marlena's stats, she had a great stat line. 29 points, 10 rebounds. If she has that stat line, I think we win the basketball game. But unfortunately, the rest of the squad didn't shoot the ball the way we're supposed to shoot it, and we were trying to force feed Marlena a great deal, and again, her having to play 40 minutes, I thought really drained on her legs towards the end. But nothing real different. I thought we were very stagnant on the offensive side and couldn't get in any sort of rhythm, and we couldn't get it done with our defense. Our defense, over the years generated points for us, and the last couple months, we haven't generated any points off our defense.
Timbers for Towson hasn't really done much offensively the last few games. She had a really good game. Anything scouting-wise that surprised you there?
No, she was on the scout. We knew she could, quick release. She was 4 for 5 from 3, and we tried getting away with playing a lot of zone because we thought it would be tough to guard them off the dribble, and but you got to come out of zone when you have one player, 4 for 5 from 3. We just didn't do a good job of identifying her in our zone, and now we knew about her.
Marlena, for both of you, just what do you think the keys were for Towson today?
I think they ran a lot of dribble penetration. They just were more intense than we were when we were playing. What else?
I think they did a good job of attacking us. I think there was 4 players with 4 fouls, so they attacked us and we were hacking. And then they just knocked down the shots that they needed to. They were ahead of us we couldn't cut the margin the whole game. They were always ahead of us by 6 or even 12, and we just couldn't get through.
For both of you, you have a very young team. You only lose 1 senior. Just sort of talk about, I know you don't want to look ahead now, but just kind of looking ahead to next year with a lot of people back.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Just the fact you only have 1 senior. Most of you are going to return. What do you think what's hard for next year for you guys?
Everyone's really hungry. We haven't made it past the first round in CAA play, so we're starving to get a victory in the CAA tournament, and so we're going to definitely work a lot harder in the off season, get bigger, be better rebounders, more accurate shooters, do everything we can to make it take one more step towards the CAA championship.
Marlena, you had 29 points today, and you had some clutch threes down the stretch. What were you sort of telling the team, in those final timeouts and the closing minutes as you guys are trying to come back?
The whole time Coach Swanson's been saying we need to step up. Me and Alex made second and third team, so we need to take it to the next level. So I tried to do that today, and we were saying, we can still win the game. so many games this year. We've been down 10 points, 12 points, going in with like 4 minutes, 3 minutes left, and we always find a way to cut the lead and still get a chance to win. So we're just saying we can do this. Like, we've been here before.
David, anything else? Tim?
Yeah, Coach, I asked you last year at this time, kind of just the process that you guys had made as a program and the transition, but I guess as disappointing as it is, how do you translate what you guys did and continue to do during the regular season leading up to this point? How do you translate that and continue to keep getting your girls to buy in?
Yeah, well, I think we bought in. I think the two sitting to the right of me have really done a great job. I mean, part of our talk last night, if you look at Alex's stats from her freshman year, where she, I don't have them in front of me, where she averaged maybe 1 point a game and 1 rebound, to last year where she averaged 7 and 4, to this year where she's one of the top 10 players in the CAA as a second-team All-League player. That's the type of players that we're trying to attract to William & Mary, and kids that want to get better and develop. We're really frustrated with this loss today, but it is a process. We suffered a number of injuries this year, and Marlena and Alex had to carry a big part of that load in terms of Marlena played 40 minutes today. Alex probably was right up there, 36. So they had to play a lot of minutes, and we lost one player for a season-ending injury, and then other ones that were in and out with sprained ankles, concussions, and so forth, which really hurt their development in terms of playing this year. We're excited about the future. I really am. I think we have a lot of things that we need to work on. I do think, although our record is very similar to what it was last year, I do think we've made some progress in some areas. And, my challenge to the players is Alex has got to continue to get better on the floor as a leader. Marlena's got to continue to get better on the floor and as a leader. And we have to work on imposing our will on teams next year, and not as much teams imposing. I thought Towson did a great job of imposing their will on us today.
Just two quick things.
Yep.
I think you cut it to 3 with 1:16 to go, and there was a double timeout. What was happening there? What was the conversation with officials?
Well, we had called a timeout, and I believe we had called on a make. We had called a timeout, and they, and then, the resumption of play, you're supposed to be out at the first horn. And I don't think the referees communicated, I'm not sure. But then Nikki from Towson had called a timeout as well, but we weren't aware that they had called a timeout. And then it went from a 30-second timeout to a full timeout. So I'm not quite sure. It's probably just a lack of communication on nobody's fault. Just and we wanted the ball to be put down, but we were unaware that they had called a timeout. We were out there ready to play again. So.
Lastly,
Yep.
last year you did take part in the postseason tournament. Is that at all a possibility for this year? Do you feel like that's not going to happen?
I'm not sure. Our RPI I don't think is real strong, and we haven't heard anything at this time. Last year we were hearing some from the Women's Basketball Invitational, and we haven't heard anything as of yet. So.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.